Here's a criticism I get. Oh my god, you complain about white privilege, but you're white. Complains about white privilege. Has white privilege. And what is this criticism even supposed to mean? I can't criticize white privilege because I'm white? Whether or not I'm white doesn't determine whether or not white privilege exists. It very much does exist. If I walk down the side of the road at 3 o'clock in the morning and a black man, same age, same income bracket, walks down the other side of the road in the same direction at the same time, which one do you think the police are going to stop? They're going to stop the black guy before they stop me. That's a fact. Whether or not I'm white, it doesn't negate that truth. Whether or not I'm white doesn't determine whether white privilege is wrong or not. It's objectively wrong. The color of my actual skin doesn't change that. It's a stupid argument. It doesn't make any sense. Now, I criticize white privilege because white privilege is wrong. My being white doesn't change any of that. It doesn't make me a hypocrite. How would it possibly make me a hypocrite? Because I'm benefiting from white privilege while being white? Well, benefiting from white privilege while criticizing it? What would you have me do? Stop being white? Is that a feasible answer? Like, it's something that I can control? That's like criticizing me for being in the first world. I was born in the first world. I have a right to criticize first world privilege because I'm the one that benefits from it. In fact, even just like white privilege, I am white. I am the one who benefits from it. I should be the first to criticize it. I should be the first to acknowledge that it's wrong. But somehow, being white, something I can't control, I shouldn't be allowed to. That sounds a lot like somebody just outright denying it. Well, I can't point out that there's white privilege because I'm white. Therefore, you're in denial of the existence of white privilege. That's essentially what the person is saying. Now, the fact that I'm white doesn't alter any of that. So it's not an argument against the existence of white privilege. If you want to make an argument against the existence of white privilege, by all means do so. But my being white doesn't change that. The color of my skin is not an argument as to whether or not it exists. Actually, the color of my skin is not an argument as to whether or not anything exists. What this does, by complaining that I'm white and pointing out white privilege, is really nothing more than a statement by the person making it that it exists, and they don't like anybody criticizing the fact that it exists. They're not doing anything to demonstrate why it's not true, because it is true, and the color of somebody's skin doesn't change whether or not it exists. Okay. What this is a tactic by racists to defend a privilege that they have. Rather than actually dealing with the subject matter, which they can't do because they're wrong, they instead attack a person. And that's all this is. It's criticizing me for criticizing white privilege while being white and pointing out that that's some kind of hypocrisy is essentially trying to obscure the fact that the person is a racist, and what they're really trying to do is deny a privilege that they know they have, and that privilege is under attack. So it's nothing more than attacking the person for pointing out a privilege they have, and they're doing this because they don't want to lose that privilege. They like having it. Hence, the total intellectual dishonesty behind criticizing me for criticizing the existence of white privilege.